Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. Hope you like the new shirt. We'll talk more about that in a second here. In today's episode, I just want to go ahead and announce that this is officially Vlogsgiving. So I took all of the week off for Thanksgiving. So what that means is I get to take all of my time and spend it more with you, which means more content, more videos all week. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be releasing a new video every single day of the week, even on Thanksgiving, just so that I can do more for all of you. Now, with that said, in today's episode, we're going to take a look at Tesla's stock price and, more importantly, at the volume. I think there might be some interesting things going on with the volume, and we're going to unpack that a little bit. Then we're also going to take a look at a lot of interesting things going on right now on Twitter, and some of them are just hilarious. Some of them are interesting that could be big news, a big catalyst for Tesla in the coming weeks. So with that said, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and let's get into it. Okay, first things first, because I know we need to get important things out of the way. You're wondering, where can I get my own merch such as this? Well, we have gone ahead and opened up our own merch store, so check this out. Here you can see all different products we have. We have things for men, we have things for women, we have things for babies, we have things for everybody. So whether you want to see Elon smoking a joint with Joe Rogan, whether you want to see some sexy merchandises, or maybe you want to get a sexy shirt for your sexy lady, you can do that as well. But we've got all kinds of stuff here. We got hoodies, we got shirts, so check it out. We even got crop tops for the women out there. So we got lots of good stuff. If you have any ideas of things you would like to see, let us know. We're open to creative ideas. This is just as much as ours, as much as it is yours. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the stock price. Today, we actually had a pretty solid day. If you look over here, we had a high of $1,201. So that was beautiful to see us, breaking past 1,200 again. Now, with that said, we did end up retracing all the way back down here to about 1,132. And then we slowly built back up right before we dropped off again. This was a very volatile day, huge upswings, huge downswings. The beautiful thing is that we still ended up almost 2%, right? About 1.75%. So up about $20. And that's very solid. It really is. Now, what I was talking about before when it comes to volume, if you look over here, we traded about 33 million shares today. Okay, that was the volume. As far as the average volume over the past 3 months, we're about 24 million. What does that mean? Well, to me, that could mean one of two things. Either one, this means there's a continuation of Elon Musk selling off his shares, right? We actually barely saw anything last week, if anything at all. We might have only seen 1 or 2 days last week, but we saw a stop essentially of Elon selling. So we'll find out either tonight or next couple days with the SEC filings, the foreign forwards, whether or not Elon has continued to sell. If he has not continued to sell and this extra volume is not from him, right, which would make sense, right? All this downward pressure, what we see right here and right here, that could be Elon coming in and selling. Now, if that's not the case, this run up could be people front running what people anticipate possibly being a stock split on December 9th. We talked about that in yesterday's video. If you want to see more about that, you can see it right here. Now, with that said, all this volume is a pretty big deal because this means there's a lot of excitement going into Tesla. Hopefully this does continue to propel. And what I think could happen is that up until December 9th, we could really start seeing people prop the stock up, right? People just flooding in case or anticipating a actual stock split. Now, there's a lot of people saying this out there. There's obviously been a lot of hints. There's even more stuff than what I even talked about yesterday. I was watching last night. You have to watch, who was it? It was Meet Kevin. So go check out Meet Kevin. He did an excellent breakdown of one of the tweets that have been put out there, breaking everything down that's led us to believe that Elon has dropped enough hints for us to think December 9th could be the next stock split. Now, what if that's not the case? Okay, is it possible that's not the case? Yes. And we're going to talk a little bit about what might be happening on December 9th because we're all just assuming it's going to be a stock split because that's what happened last time Elon gave such blatant hints. However, that doesn't mean it's going to be a stock split. This still might be Elon telling us, hey, this is an important date, but who's to say that important date is directly correlated to a stock split? Maybe that date means something else, and we're going to discuss that in a little bit. But before we do that, what I want to do is take a look at some of these hilarious tweets and just, if you would have thought, nobody could argue that Elon Musk is not the best troll out there on Twitter. However, he might be having some competition with May Musk. Let's take a look. So May Musk tweeted, right, it's important to send Tesla and EV info to Joe Biden, POTUS, Kamala Harris, VP, and more importantly, Pete Buttigieg as the newly appointed Secretary of Transportation. Secretary Pete for SpaceX updates. Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders sound good. And so what she did was she retweeted this, I guess you call it a meme. It's almost kind of has like a political cartoon feel to it. But let's take a closer look at this. So here we can see a closer look. And it's Tesla and Mary Barra, the CEO of GM. And Tesla is sitting there saying, I made this with Tesla's body. Saying electrified entire auto industry. And Mary is saying, you made this? Followed by her holding on to the electrified entire auto industry device. And then she says, I made this with a big Pinocchio nose. Followed by Joe Biden saying, you did, Mary. You electrified the entire automobile industry. You led, and it matters. You changed the world, the whole story, Mary. You did it, Mary. You did it. So I thought it was pretty comical. Mainly, okay, so honestly, this meme itself, it's okay. It's not honestly that funny. But to me, it's really funny is that Elon's mom, May Musk, is the one who's retweeting this. You can see maybe a little bit about where Elon gets his savageness from when it comes to trolling people and throwing things back into people's faces. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I love seeing a mom stand up for her son like this, especially May. I don't know too much about her, but the few things I've seen, the few interviews I've seen, the few podcasts I've seen where she's in there and Elon's there, she just seems like honestly like a sweetheart of a lady. Really sticks up for both of her sons, Kimball and Elon. So I love seeing this. I love seeing people stand up for each other like this, and it really brought a big smile and a laughter to me this morning. All right, let's see what else we got. So next up, we had yet another comical revelation that came out. So the Wall Street Journal reached out to JP Morgan, and JP Morgan said, we have provided Tesla multiple opportunities to fulfill its contractual obligation, so it is unfortunate they have forced the issue into litigation, JP Morgan said last week. And this is for a lawsuit, a disagreement between Tesla and JP Morgan about some warrants that happened back in, I think, 2018. Anyways, Elon replied to the Wall Street Journal saying, if JP Morgan doesn't withdraw their lawsuit, I will give them a 1-star review on Yelp, Mr. Musk said in response to the Wall Street Journal. This is my final warning. And so Elon then savagely tweets below this after Holmar's catalog replies to it saying, serious allegations deserve serious responses. This guy is the king of trolling. He's just so savage. I mean, I don't even have to say anything else. Like, come on. Like, I don't even care if you hate this guy. I don't care if you hate Elon Musk. This is hilarious. The fact that the richest man in the world is comically being quoted like this on Wall Street Journal. The fact that Elon just decided, I don't even know what else to say. This is just pure genius. This is why we love Elon, because he just kind of puts people in their place, and he does it so well, so elegantly, in ways that just resonate, right? The whole 1-star on Yelp, I can't even. That's amazing. We got some more for you though. So this one's a little more serious, okay? Got to balance the levity, right, between the serious and the comedy. So this is from Sawyer Merritt. Breaking: Chevy Bolt and Bolt EUV production halt extended to 2022. Production of the Chevy Bolt electric vehicle and Chevy Bolt EUV will remain offline for the rest of 2021 as GM prioritizes getting repair parts to customers affected by the battery fire recall. So this is just hilarious, especially after Joe Biden's proclaiming GM and Mary Barra being the ones who've electrified the entire world and how they're the ones that are leading all this stuff, right? All this BS. Meanwhile, GM is making 0 electric vehicles. In fact, they're recalling ones they've made. They are making 0. They're going into the negative territory. So the fact that it's official that this is being extended into 2022, it's just unreal. So there's a very good chance that they may go into a good part of 2022 without making any electric vehicles. Yet they're the ones that are leading. Okay, now I know the Hummer is set to be released soon. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And here again, we can see Clean Technica talking about this article with Chevy Bolt production halted through the end of 2021. And the only reason I'm showing you this, because again, it's about balance, right? Levity between the serious and the comedy. But just Elon subtly coming in here saying, transforming America, right? Just enough said, right? Just once again, king of trolls, just absolutely amazing. Now, this was probably my favorite tweet I saw today. And the reason I love this one so much is because this person, Mustang Mach-E Nation, Karen Nicole Langford, was so happy about this and so proud, which I just found comical. So she says, currently sitting at the Ford dealership while my Mach-E has a software update in the service department and thinking I may need to upgrade to a 2022 GT from a premium. The struggle is real, y'all. Henry O. Ventura replies, gosh, I don't feel so alone on this, but I need to be logical. It's not worth it to me. And then Sean Mitchell comes in at the bottom here, quote, software update, quote, at the dealership should not be in the same sentence. It's nearly 2022, over the air that, I thought that was hilarious. Like, I was reading this and I was just waiting. I'm like, okay, who's going to come in and just, torch this person? For those of you who just don't understand the premise of this, imagine your phone, whether it's an iPhone, an Android, a Pixel, whatever it is. Imagine you had to go to Samsung, or you had to go to a Google store, if you had to go to an Apple store to do your software update. That's what we're talking about here. Imagine every time you had to do a Microsoft update on your PC or a Mac update on your computer, you had to go into a Microsoft store or into an Apple store. That's what we're talking about here. To do a software update, Ford has to have people go to the dealership instead of doing an over-the-air update. This is ridiculous. This is just wild to even hear. And this is why it's just comical to me when people talk about how Ford and GM and all these companies are going to, outcompete Tesla. Tesla's been doing this since 2012, 2013. They've been doing over-the-air updates. It's nearly a decade later, and these other companies still can't do it. They actually just literally just in this moment brought up a thought. This whole, notion and rumors about Apple coming out with a car, it's also comical. Now, don't get me wrong. If Apple came out with a car, it'd probably be pretty cool. It'd probably be extremely high-end. It'd probably be like a Lucid equivalent. It won't be a Tesla rival at all. But here's the thing. Everybody acts like Apple's so great. And look, I'm using a MacBook. I have an iPhone. But what's the one thing that I've noticed? Ever since Steve Jobs, there's been zero innovation. The closest thing they've had to innovation was AirPods. And really, we all know they got the tech from purchasing Beats, and they used that tech to create the AirPods. I don't know that for a fact. That's just my assumption, right? You can let me know if you know more than I do about that down below in the comments. But here's my point. If Apple can't innovate really, except for a pair of headphones, how are they going to make a car? How are they going to go into a whole nother niche that they've never been into and, lead and, break out and be better than Tesla? How? Put to you this way. Apple can't even do basic voice command type automation, voice AI. In other words, Siri. If you compare Siri to Alexa, Siri sucks. Siri is garbage, absolute garbage. Alexa is amazing, right? Alexa actually understands what I'm saying. She gets the context. Siri is, I have to sit there a million times, say it over and over. Even the whole Hey Google works so much better than Siri. Yet Siri was around before all of them, actually. So if Apple can't even get that right and do that good, what's going to happen with the vehicle? I just have very, very low hopes for Apple when it comes to a vehicle. Stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at. And that's, operating systems, that's computers, that's phones, that's tablets, and, AirPods. I'll give you that. I love my AirPods. So now let's get serious again. I mentioned that the whole December 9th might not be the stock split, right? This could be us just trying to recreate history. Right, we saw what happened on the last one. We saw the hint, the stock is too high, and the date and the time and all that led us to a what was it, August 11th, 5-for-1 split, something. I forget the actual numbers there, but it was something around that. And that ended up being a stock split. Now, with that said, yes, it seems like Elon has been very clear about what these leaks are. It definitely seems like December 9th. However, who's to say that's going to be a stock split, right? This might be something else. This might be something else that he's telling us, hey, this is an important date because X, Y, Z is going to happen. Doesn't mean it has to be a stock split. What do I think it could be? This. Here we can see that this tweet that says, even the latest objections from critics of Tesla, Brandenburg's economic minister remains optimistic that the first e-cars will roll out before the end of the year. The mood, even in the meetings of the Tesla task force, is decidedly relaxed at the moment. We continue. Here we see Tesla Q4 is shaping up to be massive. Global equities, Chowdhury, I don't know how to say that. Tesla analyst Trip Chowdhury, that's what we're going to call him, of Global Equities Research, weighed in after his November 20th, 2021 factory delivery hub and docks check. Chowdhury noted a major year-end push and said the fourth quarter is shaping up to be massive. With production, shipping, and delivery activity all extremely strong, the analyst highlighted demand for Model S, he goes on here. But my point is, so maybe something happens on December 9th. Maybe, we see everything here about Q4. We see that it looks like Grudenheim might actually open up this year. Maybe that's what December 9th is about. Maybe it's about Berlin opening up. Maybe it's about the first cars coming off of production. It already looks like, I think we've seen, 3 Model Ys look like they've rolled off the production line for testing at Giga Berlin. So maybe that's it, right? The only reason I bring this up is to be a little skeptical and cautious. I really think something's going to happen on December 9th. One way or another, something's going to get leaked. Something's going to be said. Elon, I think, will tweet something. But December 9th, I think, will be an important day. Keep an eye out for it. I'm not telling you to invest or anything of that nature. I will say I have bought some calls just to kind of, front load it. But these calls are still considered longer term calls. We're talking about 8 months out. So I normally don't do anything less than 8 months with my calls. So I love leaps. I do a lot of leaps. This 8-month call is more of the aggressive side for me. Now, even though I know it's very conservative. But my whole point is that if we get a stock split, that'll be amazing. I think the stock's going to run up. And then after it splits, it's going to run up again. If it's not the stock split, that just means that it's more inevitable that we're going to get a stock split eventually, especially in 2022. I'd be very surprised if we don't hit $2,000 a share in 2022. I would be shocked, to be honest. But this could just be the announcement of Giga Berlin. And honestly, it's starting to look that way to me, that this might be more about Berlin. But on that same note, I'm really keeping my fingers crossed. I really hope it is a stock split. Not so much for me, but more so for everybody else out there. I have some friends who have actually asked me about this. I've asked about Tesla. It's very expensive for them. Not everybody has access to be able to purchase fractional shares, right? Not everybody wants to have a Robinhood account for their own reasons. Robinhood has, they're not exactly the most popular thing or, brokerage firm in the world right now for all the GameStop and AMC things that we saw. But to each their own. My whole point is that if Tesla could split, then there's more people that can, have an appetite for $300 or $400 versus a $1,200 stock. Okay, well, we're going to leave it there for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is episode 2 of Vlogsgiving. Vlogsgiving is going to continue tomorrow or on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to do this all week long. We'll have a special Thanksgiving vlog post, Thanksgiving post, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm still working on the names for these things. But with that said, go buy some merch. I'll leave the link down below in the description. Get something for your sexy lady, get something for your sexy husband, boyfriend, whatever. Get something for the little baby, right? Start them off right. All right, we're going to leave it there. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. I love you all. Peace.